For 6 months, advocates have been asking New York City to reconsider its $26 million contract with Talkspace for teen mental telehealth services due to serious privacy concerns. New York City Department of Health signed the $26 million contract to outsource teen mental health services to Talkspace in late 2023. This was despite a history of consumer complaints about Talkspace's privacy policy and marketing practices. Nevertheless, the mayor, the Department of Health, and Department of Education relentlessly promoted the partnership, which was branded as Teen Space, to families and teens in New York City. On September 10th, 2024, the Parent Coalition for Student Privacy, NYCLU and AI for Families sent a letter to the mayor, the Department of Health, and the Department of Education, pointing out how Talkspace's privacy policy allows personal data to be used for marketing and commercial purposes. Specifically, the Talkspace privacy policy permitted the company to share sign-up data with, quote, service providers who provide business, professional, marketing, analytics, or technical support services to us, help us operate our business, or administer activities on our behalf. Even worse, the sign-up flow asks teens highly sensitive questions, including their date of birth, address, drug or alcohol use, difficulties at home, depression, anxiety, family relationships, and gender identity. All of this even before they signed up. Incidentally, the partnership would have been illegal if the contract was with the Department of Education rather than the Department of Health, due to the state student privacy law. September 23rd, 2024, the Department of Health replied in their letter to us that they didn't have to comply with the student privacy law as they weren't an education agency, which of course we knew, and this despite the service being heavily promoted in schools. They also claimed that their contract with Talkspace was fully protective of teen privacy and barred the use of kids' personal data for anything other than providing mental health services. October 16th, 2024, we responded to the Department of Health, highlighting that we've now determined the Talkspace website is chock full of invasive ad trackers that disclose personal information to numerous social media platforms, including TikTok, Facebook, Google, and more. Ironically, we pointed out that the same social media companies receiving data from Talkspace are being sued by the city for undermining teen mental health. December 18th, 2024, now 2 months later, the Department of Health replied that they had now asked Talkspace to rewrite their contract, privacy policy, and terms of service in response to our concerns. They also claimed that the Talkspace TeenSpace website has now been cleared of invasive ad trackers, cookies, and data disclosures to social media companies. January 7th, 2025, after reanalyzing the Talkspace website, we informed the Department of Health that the Talkspace website is still loaded with ad trackers and data disclosures to social media companies, including on the homepage, blog page, and essentially any content that teen navigate to outside of the TeenSpace signup. There are ad trackers on the general teen page, including Facebook, TikTok, and more. There are even ad trackers on the new TeenSpace privacy policy page. In fact, the new TeenSpace specific privacy policy is loaded with 17 invasive ad trackers, 32 third-party cookies, all which disclose personal data to social media companies, again, like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, and more. And the New York City TeenSpace specific privacy policy still allows improper use of data retrieved during the registration process, including, quote, information on why you are accessing our services, including what you are hoping to get from therapy, to provide announcements and communicate with you, including for marketing purposes. It's important to note, We have urged the Department of Health to demand that Talkspace create a totally new site for New York City teens, that the site undergo an independent privacy audit, and that Talkspace reveal how many New York City teens had their data improperly disclosed, and to inform and compensate those families. Finally, we also asked the Department of Health if their original contract was so protective as they initially claimed, and if Talkspace had in fact violated that contract, why isn't it canceled? So it's been quiet. We have waited a month since our last letter and 6 months from our first letter, and have so far received no further response from the Department of Health. Now, unfortunately, while we wait, more and more New York City teens visit the website where their privacy data is being scooped up by Talkspace and shared with ad companies, marketers, and social media companies, who will then be able to track them as they travel throughout the internet, all from just having clicked around on mental health content on the Talkspace website. February 10th, 2025, we will persist until we have an answer. But if you have concerns about where your child's data may have gone or how it has been used, feel free to contact us now at info@studentprivacymatters.org. Otherwise, stay tuned. We need to take privacy seriously, New York. You can read more at studentprivacymatters.org or visit aiforfamilies.com.